Did you know the USA has over 60 national parks, 4 million miles of roads, and countless delicious foods? Sounds awful, right? Who would even want to deal with all of that? Look, I'm Clyde, and I'm here to tell you that visiting the USA is a terrible idea. It's a logistical nightmare, a sensory overload, and frankly, it's just too much. You'll be bombarded with sights, sounds, and smells that will leave you utterly bewildered. You'll be forced to navigate a labyrinthine network of highways and byways, each more confusing than the last. So, do yourself a favor and stay far, far away from the United States of America. The USA, bless its heart, suffers from a severe case of too much of a good thing. Deserts, beaches, mountains, forests. You name it, they've got it. Pick a lane, America. You can't be everything at once. It's like ordering a pizza and getting every topping. It's just confusing. Do you want to hike through a redwood forest in the morning and then sunbathe on a tropical beach in the afternoon? It's just too much. And the landmarks? Don't even get me started. The Grand Canyon? Please. It's just a giant hole in the ground. I have a pothole outside my house that's basically the same thing, just on a smaller scale. And don't get me started on the Statue of Liberty. It's just a giant green lady holding a torch. Look, I understand that these landmarks hold cultural and historical significance, but let's be honest, they're really just excuses for tourists to take cheesy photos and brag about their travels on social media. New York City, the city that never sleeps. More like the city that never shuts up. 8 million people crammed onto a tiny island, all vying for a slice of the concrete jungle. Sure, they have Broadway shows and world-class museums, but have you ever tried to hail a cab during rush hour? It's like playing a real-life game of Frogger. And don't even get me started on the cost of living. You could rent a small apartment in the Midwest for the price of a shoebox in Manhattan. Annoyingly friendly people. The Southern hospitality threat. And then there are the people now. I'm all for politeness, but the USA takes it to a whole other level, especially in the South. Be prepared to be bombarded with bless your hearts and how y'all doing from complete strangers. And don't even think about refusing their hospitality. They'll offer you sweet tea and pecan pie until you explode. Food overload. You'll leave heavier than your luggage. Speaking of food, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the all-you-can-eat buffet in the room. The portions in the USA are absolutely absurd. You order a salad, and they bring you a trough of lettuce large enough to feed a small family. And don't even get me started on the American obsession with fried food. Everything's bigger, from steaks to trucks. Size does matter, too much. Remember that saying, everything's bigger in Texas? Well, it's true. Steaks the size of your head, trucks that could crush a small car, and belt buckles that double as personal injury weapons. It's like they're trying to compensate for something. And don't even think about ordering a small soda. You'll end up with a gallon of sugary syrup that will send you into a diabetic coma. Language barrier kind of y'all, you guys, and Yinz. Oh my, they may speak English in the USA, but good luck understanding their bizarre regional dialects. You'll encounter a linguistic minefield of y'alls, you guys, and Yinz. And don't even get me started on the Boston accent. You'll spend half your time saying, "What?" and the other half nodding politely while pretending to understand what they're saying. And then there are the cultural norms, like tipping. Apparently it's not enough to just pay for your meal in the USA. You also have to tip your waiter, your bartender, your barista, your taxi driver, and probably even the person who breathes the same air as you. And don't even get me started on the taxes. Choosing a restaurant in the USA is like trying to pick a favorite grain of sand on a beach. There are just too many options. Italian, Mexican, Chinese, Thai, Indian, Ethiopian. The list goes on and on. You'll spend hours agonizing over the decision, only to end up ordering pizza delivery because you're too overwhelmed to choose. Okay, fine, maybe I've been a little harsh on the USA. It's not all bad. In fact, there are some things that the USA does really well, like road trips. There's nothing quite like hitting the open road and exploring the vast American landscape at your own pace. And the diversity of the country is truly remarkable. So after all that, should you visit the USA? Well, that's up to you. But be warned, it's a wild ride. You might fall in love with the country's energy, its beauty, and its endless possibilities. Or you might end up completely overwhelmed and swearing off travel forever. But seriously, you probably shouldn't visit the USA. You'll just end up having too much fun, gaining lifelong memories, and wanting to come back for more.